Aunque en San Andrés y en Providencia somos un solo archipiélago, en cada isla es más común escuchar un apellido que otro. En San Andrés, por ejemplo, es más común escuchar Corpus, Howard, Livingston. En Providencia es más común escuchar Newell, Hawkins, también en Livingston, Robinson y bueno, muchos otros. Pero nuestro archipiélago fue poblado, o este territorio más bien fue poblado por primera vez en 1630 por ingleses y holandeses, quienes introdujeron desde un principio esclavos de Jamaica. Ahí se empieza a explicar un poquito más la razón de nuestros apellidos. Pero que sean nuestros invitados que nos cuenten esta historia y créanme que son los perfectos para esto. Marcelino, ¿tú qué piensas de verdad?
Really,
Hoy le atinamos perfectamente a los invitados.
This is a team that it touched me. I like it a lot, but I don't have the sufficient illustration. So you have to support yourself on the people that know about it, the people that know about it. And so we have this morning 2 persons from this island who can develop this team perfectly. First, we have at my right hand, Samuel Robinson, optometrist.
Samuel, pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you for the invitation. Much pleasure.
Okay. And on my left hand, I got Mr. Luis Archibald.
Thank you very much. But remember, I'm older, so
yeah.
I permit all of that.
And I will have it too.
Wait, but the next thing too, the animal family 3 times.
Ah, yeah, 3 times?
Yes.
All right, all that we can talk about this morning. Esos apellidos, surname, last name, that sometimes makes us identify ourselves. From here over there, Hudson, you say, oh, it's my family. I don't even know who he is. But he said, I'm Hudson. And really, if you dig up in the bottom, you can find that there is some type of relative with all that is Hudson and Archibald and whatever. Let us start this morning talking about this topic. First of all, if you can give a little background, where the beginning of giving people surnames or last name, where it start? Me gusta, Sammy. ¿Dónde empezaron a dar a la gente apellidos? ¿En qué momento?
I guess from the whole, from Christ's time, they always give surname. Okay. But if you come out specifically about our surname, is very important. First of all, I want to, I'm very glad because the authority of that genealogical part is at our left. Is that Holy Spirit. He learned me a lot about that. And I precisely have several writings that he made about it. Oh. And I begin to, we begin to study about it and get the origin. And some of them, it come with the same time that we came to this territory. The majority of surname, you know that we, when you're talking about the racial culture, I call the racial culture like a big pot of rundown. Okay. It's having everything, a little of everything. Our surname and last name, it is a mixture of different places. We have origin from Europe, specifically from Asia, and from America. But one of the most, and in Europe we have the whole United Kingdom, and then we have, beside that we have from Poland, Luis Alberto know why, and then we have, in the Asia, we have the Chinese, we have from the India, and that mixture.
All that there, San Andres?
All that there. And even from the north part of Europe, when you're talking about the Norwegian, we have people here that is from Norwegian origin. The Olsen, just an example. Okay. And then you have...
We have Algason from Providence.
Algason from Providence. They mean from Suecia. And then we have the different other one that come from, for instance, Chinese. People that say, what do you mean him is Raisal?
See? She have the...
Yeah.
Ah, yeah, Chinese.
You see, when you have Chinese here, you have Zhou, Wong, Ming, Mansang, Okin,
Ching.
All those is from China. Just an example, Lina. Lina is China Zhou Wong. The father was Zhou and the mother was Wong.
Lucho, talking about this, I know that once then those give the last name, many years ago, depend on the place where you born. Jesus of Nazareth. And so, of Nazareth. So all the people of Nazareth, the name and the last name from where you come from.
Well, you gave a good answer there because we have the case of Mary Magdalene.
Okay.
What I mean, she was from a place named Magdala.
Okay.
Magdala.
Magdala.
Okay, but let me
Let
go
me go
back
back
to
to with
the
business.
origin of the surnames. It's something that our people don't like talk about is paying tax. So in Europe, when you start exact to pay tax, everybody had to have the same, have a surname. Then everybody know the name because everybody, like how you mentioned, everybody name
Link them.
Marcelino,
Zombie.
the one that talk plenty. But no, to give him a surname, you have to look something that is particular to him. Maybe somewhere, something near to where he live, or what he used to do, or something physical.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that one is like what I gave your case like that.
Yeah.
So is that nobody don't have, then the person not collect the same amount to the same person. So everybody start have a surname. Okay, no. Look at let's put the case in Smith. What Smith, right? Smith, M-I-S-T-H.
Okay.
But you know somebody that know about biblical words that say, and he smote. What smote mean? And what does Smith do? The same action too. So is what you call it, an occupational surname.
I will ask you one question, it will know. One title with the Inia. It's funny and hard, we say so, but I want to say so. Hooker.
Okay, is a man that used to work with hook.
Ah, yeah.
Because listen to me. In Spanish, any word that say mellifera mean you have honey. And in English, the same thing. ER mean somebody that cares something or work with something like that.
Okay.
Right? So hookah means so.
Okay. Good, because we got one bad information about the hookah.
Yeah. Well, logically, they have where it come from, but
I want
that
to
is
clear
the
that point
meaning.
for you. What happened in our language, you have slang. Slang means vulgar words that you use afterwards.
All right.
So now, if you go to the stage, you hear she's a hooker, is something else. That's why a certain person from right here changing surname to another one.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because
it
we got
changed
The meaning of the word.
Yeah.
So
okay.
it
It's
means
not the
something
same
else.
thing.
Yeah, I know.
Look at this word. When all our young used to say police, and then afterwards the Spanish say tombo, and then in the States they say cap. Or you go to the States and you say cap, you hear the word cap, you know what they mean.
Yeah.
Because you see through television, and here because you hear the other set of people and use the word
Tombo aguacate.
right? So that's what happened. Now,
Back to
slang is a different word, a different set of words that going taking place in the normal vocabulary. What happened now with these kind of things? Then you have to go to in history, language.
So make we left that part. We want to
that is
come on
good.
this common title where we got San Andrés.
Okay.
Vamos a escuchar esos apellidos que ustedes que nos están viendo en el interior, dice, pero ¿por qué? ¿De dónde sacan ellos esos apellidos? Archibald, Hudson, Brian, en fin, Robinson, ¿de dónde lo sacan? Vamos a aterrizar un poquito y conocer estos apellidos nuestros que todavía existen.
Todavía
Existen. Porque hay algunos que se han ido perdiendo.
Okay.
Ay, Dios.
She mentioned before, at the starting of the program, I said both San Andres and Providence, but San Andres have more than Providence,
Okay.
right? Okay, no, so where I want to start with is the San Andres one. Well, that is very interesting. Oh, Lord, here it is now.
Got to
I
the
just had
first
it just
one.
a while ago. So,
That is the important part of the racial culture.
Yeah.
Is when I begin, I said Europe, but you have from different places, United Kingdom.
Okay.
So you have from Scotland, you have from Gales, you have from different England itself, and so forth. So that's the reason why all these names, and sometimes they write a little different, but it's the same thing.
Okay.
I can go ahead giving this.
Danos
Yeah.
unos.
I believe
paquetico de 5 or de
no,
pedazo de
it's a whole file.
That's
It's a
right, but
whole
we know I'm done. And I want the Spaniard to understand too.
Yeah.
So we have to talk a little bit in Spanish.
No, well,
Yeah, I want to understand.
okay. Abrahams, Archibald, Bailey, Barker, Baptiste.
We got Baptiste and Andres.
Yeah,
Yes,
Baptiste.
right now.
Santiago Baptiste, Delano Baptiste.
Okay.
Bent, Bernard, not Bernard, Bernard.
Bernard.
Shida Bernard.
Yeah, oh, you know that.
Yeah, because I hear the tell her.
Yeah, you sure?
Padre Bernard.
Okay. Bowden,
Brett.
Bowie, Buxton, Bratman, Brandt, Brack, Brown, Brian, Bygrave,
I agree.
yes, Serie B,
Serie B.
Christopher, Cash, Cranston, Canna, Corpus, Colson, Davis, Darrell, Dean, Duke, Dilbert, Downs, Duffis, Dorna.
Dorna Pan.
Somebody here, because Jesse then belongs to the Dorna.
Ah, the Jesse.
Yes.
Let me find Dorna.
No, I saw to
No, zombie.
Evans, Ferguson, Fikir, Farbs, Ford, Fort, Fox, Francis.
Still, them is the most important thing. Come on, come on.
Wait. Gordon, Grandison, Granard, Hall, Hayes, Hemans, Hudson, Hoka, Harris, Humphreys, Jackson, James, Jesse.
You jump out of the H and you no say Hudson.
Wait,
Yeah, he say Hudson.
Yeah, I say Hudson.
You say so?
Yeah.
Say so again, nada.
James, Jesse, Johnson, Jones, George, Kelly. You know something? I can't go and leave out in because when I get outside, they might wait for me. So anybody who belongs to the name that is missing. So I have to.
Yeah.
Kirschman,
Kirschman.
Lever, Livingston, Linton, Manuel, not Manuel,
Manuel.
Manuel.
It's a surname.
May, McDonald, Magwan, McNish, Mitchell, Morgan, Mosquito, Myers, Miller, Miles, Nelson, O'Neill, Olsen, Palmer, Perry, Peterson,
And Peterson.
Peterson
It's
and
two of them, Peterson and Peterson.
Paul, Pomier, Powell, Pusey, Queeman, Rankin, and which one coming now? You know the alphabet, right?
R.
Okay, Reeves, I can't read
Reeves,
that
yeah,
one, oh, because okay. Reed, Rose, Wright, Sams, Simpson, Sims, Sinclair, Smith, Stallman, Steele, Stevens, Stevenson, Strutman, Sims, Telesford, Walters, Watson, Williams, Wilson, Winter, and Yates.
¿Qué tan cierto es que cuando se dio la abolición de la esclavitud, tiempo de Philip Bigman, uno de los actos que tuvieron los amos con sus esclavos era darles la tierra y darles el apellido? ¿Eso es verdad, sí o no?
En ciertos apellidos.
Ciertos apellidos.
Hay unos que son de origen, son adoptados. Un ejemplo, el caso de los, cuando hablamos de los Pommier. Pommier es francés. Pommier, dice Pomare, es Pommier, es francés. So, mucho, por ejemplo, en Providencia, usted va a encontrar Livingston, personas adoptados.
Okay.
De la parte de lo que es de Batham House y de Southwest B.
Entonces, fue el amo que les dio el apellido.
Hay unos
liberó?
que le dieron el apellido y otros que vienen de arriba, ¿sí? Y eso pasa en mucho. Por ejemplo, el caso de los Fikir, usted puede ver la misma constitución de ellos, es francés también, ¿no? Que está un poquito desaparecido. Courtois, estamos hablando de apellidos franceses. Courtois.
Él
Y
viene
aquí-
de Courtois,
Yo vengo de Courtois.
sí.
Y el caso mío, que Luis Alberto lo va a decir, Robinson, pero el apellido original de nosotros es polaco, Birelski. El único que lleva Birelski todavía soy yo, mi segundo nombre.
Ah, you got it?
Yes,
Entonces, Samuel
Birelski
Birelski.
Robinson Davis.
I want to ask you something. Sometimes when we notice in the the Asian side, we can notice so sometimes might be they mold them, then got certain faction where you can identify might be little way with the origin where they come from. Exactly. But how you identify in the other them? You got any physical faction or any physical characteristic will tell you might be this person got this last name?
Yeah.
You know, that question is a good one.
Very
Because in genealogy, you study genetics, genealogy. You give your name, but you need your blood sample, and we will find out that all the same. Like in your case, Chinese have a very propense to demonstrate in the genes, dominant genes, that
You see,
But we're not talking about the health issue too, because certain things. We have the case with the Pumir. What is one of the main health issues that the Pumir them have?
The Pomir, the woman them pretty.
No, we're talking about health issues.
That don't want health issues.
You know
So
what is the
market
problem with
everybody,
them? Diabetes.
Okay.
And not too long, they mentioned about a certain person that died, let's say 50, 62 years ago, he had diabetes. And many of his nieces and nephews, them are descendants and coming down, so have that problem.
Well, you find that in a lot of surname here. For instance, in my case of optometry, you find, for instance, some illness that is inheritance. For instance, you find Emmanuel, you find glaucoma.
Yes, yes.
Everybody that have you have to make a special
Okay, you don't say the
examination
latest case?
to a genetical that. Yeah. And you find several other surname that Stevens, you have Cerulus falciforme.
Yes.
You have to look. So in the genetical part and the physical part, and the next thing, you have 3 race branch. You have Caucasic,
Yes.
Mongolic, and Negroid.
Negroid.
You can white at a cup,
You're black.
and you got Negroid in it. Why? It's the anatomical configuration, la configuración anatómica, ¿no? Los pómulos. So, no es porque el color tuyo, el mío, no es color.
That is a very good point. And I'm going to ask you a question because we find people with the same last name, Archibald, Howard, but with a total different structure, anatomically,
anatomical, yes.
white, tall, with a lot of differences. Why this type of
Well,
difference?
you see what
having the same last name.
You see, that is the part that the genetics come in.
Genetics.
The woman have her part because you know is
X, yeah.
chromosomes and so forth. But the man one can be more stronger than his one, and maybe the child getting more from the father side. But coming back to that same topic, in our Howard Robinson or Robinson Howard, thing like that. So I noticed that many of the women then, which my mother was in and many of her sisters then, cancer situation. And then when I recall that my grandmother had it too, but then I realized that many members, the female members of the other family, have those issues too. So it is something. But now I come back to more joyful that him know that because Uncle Percy, which is his grandfather's
Percy,
brother, had blue eyes and yellow hair.
Blue eyes.
Blue, yes. yeah.
Okay, and what happened now? I don't have plenty here, but the look one that come out yellow up to now yet.
It's not direct, it comes after.
Genetic.
Yeah, genetic.
that is it.
So when I had a granduncle named Paul Whitaker, the man had the blue, I don't know which kind of blue it was. And here was white and was yellow at the same time. So I know so that had something to do, but I never know.
Marcelino mencionaba un apellido que le generaba interés. Anda di tiela de what are you?
No, I got the concept said it here, they were seamstress that work in this type
It is
of
an
thing.
occupational
The title come from there.
Yeah, tailor. Yes, but it's the similar, sastre.
Sastre.
Yeah, but I want to give you something what maybe plenty of people know. It's coming from a French word named talude.
Talude.
What talude mean? To cut. And what them do? They have to cut. You know, cut cloth, and do not work.
And then you have two, how you write, you have Taylor, and you have Taylor.
Yeah.
Tyler.
Tyler and Tyler is two.
What happened? We have a confusion. The people make a confusion.
Tyler.
In general, every part of the world where you have to, the employees them at those offices where they have to check down the names then. That is what in the States happen when the immigrant come in.
Yeah.
Them don't understand the people in language, so them are writing it, and the people have to stay.
Yeah, no, sure.
Yeah.
And you find plenty of those cases here in San Reasonable Providence. You find that. For instance, that surname is same on Hudson. Some of them write it with U and some with O.
Yeah.
But the majority is O.
Yeah, it's O.
Is O.
I'm not the original.
No, you the original.
All right.
You write it bad.
Okay. Can I ask you about something? Who was the man Louis Reeves Bent?
You believe me? I hear the name,
Yeah,
but I don't know what the
Okay,
behind.
okay, but
He's a good man.
I think they say the man that had the first motorcycle.
First motorcycle.
Okay, I know
It was
that.
my
too.
grandfather.
Okay, you see?
All right, look at this thing again, talking that father. When you talk about in Nicaragua, Robert Hudson, he was an Englishman. He was a merchant, and he was the one who gave the name Bluefields, because who went to Bluefields is a man from Holland.
Blaufields.
Yeah, Balvet.
Oh, okay.
Abraham Balvet. And when you come now, that's where the originally what you call Bluefields. And Robert Hudson, and then Hudson is very important. Not because it's beside me.
Yeah, this
All
one,
right.
this one sound good.
We have a hero here, there was in San Andres, General Judge Montgomery Hudson May.
Wow.
All right. Right now in Bluefields, they have a park.
Excuse me, Samuel. It wasn't me. It was Ben.
Bent.
But his sister was in me.
May. That's the reason why you have here. Bent, there was they used to call him, but it's Bent.
Bent, okay.
You see?
So this George
Oh,
Hudson.
wait. Samuel, make a clear point to you first. You know who was George Hudson close family? Nora Abrams and them.
I know Miss Iris.
Wait.
grandson.
And Provencio Gallardo Corpus.
Yes.
Yes, that is where they're coming from. The thing is now, our people, you don't have to be talking about who and who is who, but when you're bringing up those information, try to be more accurate. Because you can make mistakes, it's okay. But if you can give information, then you say something, other people will say, well, this one tell me this and tell no, nothing but it's right. You have to tell him, oh, this.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's for instance, what I want to explain is the case of General George Hudson.
Yeah.
He was Miss Iris' grandfather. Because Miss Iris Seba, the painter, she is Iris Abrahams
Hudson.
See? Because you have a next certain name around here. To Jude, for instance, the Abrahams name is Abraham Stallman.
Okay.
That is the next Jude surname. Stallman. You have here a next title
Levine.
here. Huh?
Levine.
A Levine.
Yeah, Levine.
And then you have a next one here, very important.
But Samuel, what happened with both Mr. Abrams and Mr. Levine married to Islander woman, but the other one, Mr. Rubinstein, never did married.
Yeah.
So what are we up to?
Louis
Consider
Rubinstein.
More Mr. Abrams
Okay.
and Mr. Levine. Okay, no.
I want to touch one little theme with the two of you. We talk about the genetical part that we inherit and the link with the last name. But I raise up in our environment where my parents does tell me these people are bad people because the title, is this title bad people and this is good people. There is any link or it can have something with that. So when I say careful with the you want this type of girl, remember, this girl come from this type of family. Discrimination. There is any link and why certain title, as all we call it, have this type of attachment, say then the bandit, then the this, then the that. You have any link there?
This thing.
Marcelino, I will give you a little hint about something what I noticed.
Yeah.
Those Robinson from Smoothwater Bay had more priority because number one, the father, Mr. Frederick Robinson, had plenty land and this and that and then had the other Robinson them and like that thing. Because but what they don't know that Mr. Robinson gone and married to a woman from Smoothwater Bay and established here, but he was from this side. So it's not Mr. Robinson, Mr. Robinson children then. Okay, I look now. Samuel's grandfather, which is my great-grandmother brother, when she was going to Caymans in leave of power and had his grandfather as the first one to look over her properties in Providence.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you can notice that that side of the family was more attached to each other and nobody never wanted nothing to do with them. But they not thought that Mr. Robinson was, what did I say, no, just like what's going on any part of the world. No? And Samuel understand because he laugh. Other people that just do like this, I do like, but
Hay apellidos propios o más que sobreabundan en San Andrés y otros en Providencia? Díganos 5 o 4 apellidos que abundan en la isla hoy y 5 en Providencia. Cuando yo escucho Archibald, yo digo Providencia.
Providencia.
Puede que no sé.
Pero usted,
A ver, díganos
por ejemplo, el
unos
caso aquí, Pommier.
Ok,
Pommier.
Pommier. Mucho
Farbs.
Farbs es fuerte.
You have
Que abundan acá en San
aquí, Buy.
Boy, ok.
Buy.
Bent.
Bent.
Bent, ok. Vamos a Providencia.
Dígame.
Unos 5 apellidos de Providencia.
Archibald Robinson, Howard Harkins, and you.
That fast.
Archibald.
Archibald
Robinson.
Howard,
Howard.
Harkins, and Newell.
Notice
Newball.
these 10 last name or title, as we call it, very important to analyze why the Pommier, Joseph van here, Pommier,
Pommier.
then the van here,
Yeah.
San Andres,
Farbs.
Farbs, and why the Archibald in a Providence, why the Robinson Providence, where these titles come from, because we got the concept, say, the British people or the European, they were in Providence and the slaves
settlement.
San Andres.
No.
But that is not true.
No.
But notice when we look, these 5 different titles we have here and the 5 over Providence, we have a little difference to say mainly the settlement in Old Providence and the settlement in San Andres have the little differences. And that is very, very important. Some people believe that they come from better stock
No,
because they come from this title.
Marcelino, I have a concept after I saw a census report, and that is where I initiate my research. That when
1793.
you have something, you can hold on because nothing wasn't there before, because people was coming and going. When I say people were coming, men and was less women. Okay, now I'll give you the case because we belong to that. Mr. John Robinson, which in right name was
Theodore Birelski.
had children with 2 women,
Two
that was
sisters.
sister.
Yeah.
We don't know if it was
Mary
one
and
dead and
Nancy.
one dead. And him come from both of them, and I come from both the 2 women them.
We soon finish the program. We make one exercise here. I believe I want to win. We can start say with title from go right down.
I can call.
Okay, make we see who want win.
Wait, make
Make we see, well, because the time soon done. Tell me one down. We can start with Amy, your first title.
Garden.
God, no how you say so.
Archibald Robinson.
No,
Whittaker,
just one,
Whittaker.
that's why.
No,
That
I have
is
to
why
say-
into-
I have to say the 4 of them.
No. Well, that's why they tell you a younger one, I want win. No.
Okay.
That is the idea. Garden,
Archibald.
just one.
Robinson.
Hudson, Robinson.
Espinosa.
Huh?
The second one.
Robinson.
Reeves,
Davis.
and done right there.
Me.
Me,
Whittaker and Whittaker, yeah.
Brian.
Bernard.
Dear.
Woo, after
Whittaker. Whittaker.
Mitchell.
Hogg.
Ya perdí.
No. Ahí es Vano Magnish.
Ah, está, ok.
Solomon.
Ben, hace 11 Ben.
Yes, yes.
Pusey.
Birelski.
Should they have beat me for sure? After one lose, I done there. Yeah.
Archibald.
Because my mama family side, I don't know much from here. I don't know
You have to dig
plenty.
up all of
I
them.
have it.
You have
Archibald.
to have big up. That is one of the biggest problems we have to do here.
I get to that one title, we soon finish the program, where then tell me you exist, but it disappear. Some study call it Celis or Celis.
Yeah,
So that is my last one where I know.
Yeah.
Celis or Celis.
Yeah.
I don't know is which one.
Celis.
And nobody can tell you nothing.
You can't tell me no. But
Celis.
that title the last. Okay, you see there? I need Hudson Reeves, Brian Mitchell, Ben, Pusey, Celis, 7.
And you have
And
a
him
next
have-
one here.
him have a next one to
Name
Hard.
liquidate.
Oh,
Hard.
Ahad. Hogg. He was from Baltimore. Hogg. Captain Hogg.
Okay, and you know what was Uncle Duke's second title? Howard.
Howard.
Gone right there.
Like
And we have
Samuel
in Taylor.
mentioned one while ago, say some last name, they tend to disappear.
Yes, yes.
What make that happen?
Well, because reproduction.
Yes, the woman them is the woman have it and so forth, or them leave
But
and
yeah.
You will find, look, they have a surname around here, and I always tell Raggy, your title when disappear, you only have pure woman. Kuiman,
women, yes.
Queen.
the Kuiman them,
Yeah.
you hardly find Kuiman here, but them is there. Raggy is Alejandro Kuiman,
Women,
you
yes.
see? And you have plenty other one that, if you notice it, it going disappearing. So we have to, I don't know how we're going to do, but we have to
Your
continue.
man.
But it's very interesting.
Estamos llegando al final de este programa. Ojalá que ustedes que hayan escuchado, y creo que en Colombia somos el único pueblo en Colombia que todavía tenemos esa profundidad. Yo me acuerdo cuando estudiaba y yo podía decir 7 apellidos, mis compañeros del interior solamente tenían dos apellidos. Y aquí, mira, Amy es una jovencita y pudo repetir casi 6 apellidos. Esa es una tradición que tenemos y tenemos que custodiar, salvar estos apellidos.
Vale.
Estamos llegando al final y aquí
yo
Samuel quiere
quiero dar una cosa
cerrar.
porque el ingrediente importante, la parte afro. Fíjate que había unos, en África tenían la costumbre que si tú nacieras lunes, martes, miércoles, jueves, viernes, domingo,
O fijona.
tenían apellidos,
O fija.
nombres de estos.
Coffee
Cuyo,
Friday.
Cubera, Cuaco,
Cuaco.
Cuao, Kofi, Cuarum, Cuashi. Y si era mujer, Yuba,
Yuba.
Beneba, Cuba, Abba. ¿Qué quiero decir con esto? Nosotros a veces pronunciamos esas palabras y no sabemos que es africano.
Cuacu.
Nosotros no podemos olvidar ese gran ingrediente cuando tú estás haciendo el rondón. Si tú no le echas el little pepper and the thing season, no vas a saber igual. Por eso, la cultura afro tenemos que tenerlo. Muchas palabras que nosotros decimos aquí, uno, eso no es inglés, eso es afro, de la lengua tui. Entonces son cosas que nosotros tenemos que combinar. Por eso debemos ser orgullosos de nuestra comunidad, de nuestra cultura y nuestra etnia raizal.
Vamos a terminar el programa, pero estamos motivados en hacer otro programa
Hombre.
o con la toponimia o con los apellidos y después vincularnos en el Caribe, porque ahí también podemos encontrar apellidos que nosotros tenemos acá y eso sería interesantísimo. Estamos recuperando nuestra historia. Samuel, mil gracias.
Yeah.
Lucho, thank you.
I have to ask you a question. If you was in Russia, what you believe your name?
Marcelinowski.
No. What is your father's name?
Joaquín.
Joaquin?
Joaquin.
Your name, Marcelino Joaquinovich.
Joaquinovich.
Okay. Yes, right?
Good thing said a mi papá, no mi mamá. Que a ese bitch.
Well, if you was
Marievich.
diagnosed, if you are diagnosed, your name is
Marievich.
Joaquinanovna. Okay, you see?
Gracias a ustedes que nos permitieron entrar en sus hogares. Un feliz día